confirmed that this is the victim of today's chaotic shooting at a Midtown apartment complex. Neighbors woken up by gunfire that killed Courtney Cox. That shooting happened at the Atlantic House apartment complex, and police say when they showed up, a man on a balcony began shooting at officers. We have learned that man's name is Jarvis Jarrett. He died at the scene. CBS 46's Savannah Louie live in Midtown in Savannah. You've been talking with neighbors who are still very much impacted by this shooting.
And not just neighbors, but I also did get a chance to speak very briefly with the families of both the victim and the suspect. They are both shocked and devastated. But even the folks who live here, who saw this whole thing unfold on the 21st floor, say the incident just doesn't feel real.
Terrifying for me because then I'm sitting in my bathroom, it's one thing to do self-defense if it comes quickly, but when you're sitting there and at any moment there could be someone that climbs in, you have to deal with that. It was harrowing.
A shooting scene on a balcony sending an Atlantic House resident into hiding.
He let off multiple rounds into the building, and that's when I called the police.
The resident, who didn't want his face on camera, says he witnessed a shooting just 3 floors below his apartment.
And I still didn't really believe. I've been around guns my whole life, and I don't know if the panes are very thick in this building or if noise traveled weird, but it didn't really sound like a gunshot. But I'm fairly certain it was. And then I went back outside and I saw him wave a gun.
Officers responded to reports of gunshots at this complex around 3:15 this morning. When they arrived, they saw 32-year-old Jarvis Jarrett shooting from a balcony. And there's evidence he was jumping from balcony to balcony before firing a rifle at officers. At least one officer returned fire.
Sadly, we could not address what happened inside an apartment, but it is our quick response that I think that saved our community from a much worse incident.
GBI reports Jarrett was found dead on the balcony from gunshot wounds. Inside the apartment, the woman who lived there, Courtney Cox, also found dead. Police say the two had some sort of relationship. It's not clear if Jarrett was killed by an officer. Hit a number of other units and even a water pipe in the building, causing flooding to units under the 21st floor and McCrae's Tavern, which is underneath the building. Now, coming up at 6 o'clock, we're going to actually be speaking with a woman who says a bullet went into her unit. We'll have her story coming up again at 6 o'clock. But for now,
what is a lawyer doing with a thug like this? What is she doing with a thug? And then you women get mad. You women get mad when I say things like, if you hadn't been the side chick, you wouldn't be dead. Or if you hadn't been dating a thug, you wouldn't be dead. Or a single mother. And you get mad when guys say these things, and it's true. And you think we're victim blaming. The fact of the matter is, it's like you had a part to play in this. Okay? And women want to freak out. They want to get mad, especially the black women, because they can't take accountability. They can't see this person's accountable for their action. And they're not excused from it because they are born with ovaries and have estrogen flowing through their veins. You're not excused for taking accountability for your actions. You're not. A family is devastated and at a loss for words right now. Their daughter was found dead inside Midtown apartment unit. Her alleged killer caused chaos early Wednesday morning during a shootout with police. Courtney Cox loved ones confirmed that she was in a relationship with the accused killer, 32-year-old Jarvis Jarrett. The family said the 31-year-old was a beautiful soul who met a monster. To be honest with you, if you had the tingles for a thug, you weren't that beautiful inside. And you have women like this who, they have a degree. I used to hang out and have relations with a woman who had 2 degrees, worked in social work, and was dating men that could be her clients. Those men stole from her, beat her, and she would still try to help them, still mess with them. Sometimes took them back. I would ask her, why don't you date men that are on your level? She said, they're boring. I need a man with a dark side. Her words. Her words. This was the scene early Wednesday morning after Atlanta police arrived at a high-rise apartment building on Peachtree Street in Midtown. Police say Jarrett shot and killed Cox inside the Atlanta house Midtown sometime after 3 in the morning. It appears that the suspect was inside the apartment, Deputy Chief Charles Hampton said. There was no forced entry or anything like that. She let him in. Police said Jarrett then started firing a rifle at first responders from the balcony on the 21st floor. At one point, investigators said he jumped from balcony to balcony, firing shots inside and outside the building, shooting up several units. As we were getting the information through 911, our dispatchers could hear gunfire being played throughout the building, Chief Rodney Bryant said. At least one officer returned fire. They found Jarrett dead on a balcony. The Paul Hastings law firm told us Cox had been associated with them since 2016. In a statement, they said, Courtney was a dear friend and colleague to our personnel here in Atlanta and throughout the firm. We are deeply saddened by this tragedy, and we are focused on supporting Courtney's family and one another through this difficult time. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation is now investigating the shooting. This is the 79th officer-involved shooting they have been called to investigate this year. This thing is sad, but at the same time, you know, she had a part to play in this. That's it. People are going to get mad. Usually the women, they're going to get mad because they don't want to take accountability. Okay? It's the same thing with Breonna Taylor, messing around with not one, but 2 drug dealers. Okay? The one she was dating, Kevin Walker, that was in the apartment with her at the time the police came through. They found in his text messages that he was also a drug dealer, and he was scheduled to, he's trying to make a drug deal between waitresses because he was going to sell them pills at Hooters waitresses. He's also going to try and agree to a hit to rob somebody for $25,000. Okay. When they broke into Breonna Taylor's house, Kenneth Walker fired first, and that's what brought all the gunfire. If she had not been messing with drug dealers, she would be alive today. That's it. And this just goes to show that you have women, a lot of black women that when they get their degrees, they still have that hood mindset. They still think that they could still date these dudes from the way. And they forget to change that mindset. So when they say all black men are crap, they're really talking about the black men that they date, the thugs, the Pookies, the Ray Rays. That's who they date. That's who they're messing around with. That's who they're sleeping with. That's who they're having babies by. Got your degree, got your master's, and you're still messing with drug dealers, still messing with people that are running from the law. And she ended up being a casualty in this whole mess. She had a part to play in this. That's it. She didn't deserve to die. But she is accountable for... Women are accountable for their dating choices. It's funny how women want to hold men accountable to their dating choices and stuff. But when you hold women accountable for their dating choices, all of a sudden here comes the crying, here comes the shouting, here comes the excuses, like a damn child. but I'm grown. I'm grown. If you're grown, you could take accountability for your bad decisions, especially when it comes to picking men. But unfortunately, you know, the sisterhood has a problem with that. This is what is this? The fourth story I've covered of a black woman who had relations with a thug, and he ended up dead. Okay, I would say this is the second story I've covered. Before I was a police sergeant, she was messing with a dude who was a thug, and he killed her. Graduated from college, became a police detective. And she's messing with a no good dude, a Pookie, and he ended up taking her out, becoming the pattern. All right, tell me what you think in the comments. Do you think a woman's dating choices can lead her demise if she's not careful? Let me know in the comments. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Later.